Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a brand new installment of the Macombmetalcore podcast. Really sorry for lack of content lately. Life's busy. There's things everywhere. It's hard to put out content, but I'm trying to do something. I'm trying to make more stuff so I keep my listeners involved, keep all my socials up to date, and have some fun doing it. The fit today has a little bit to do with what we're talking about today. I'm rocking the Knock Loose hoodie. I've worn this like every day for the past 2 weeks. Shout out to Marissa for it. It's phenomenal. It's my favorite hoodie I've ever owned. 12 out of 10. And then we're rocking the Dodgers hat with an ode to Los Angeles. Because today we're going to be ranking Avenged Sevenfold albums. Avenged Sevenfold is a band I hold dearly to my heart. And if you guys realize, they've been in the news recently. And it's not for their new album like you would hope. But their social media accounts all got hacked. And they all put out a thing, including a podcast in their Tracks podcast, saying that their performances at Welcome to Rockville and Sonic Temple were canceled. And this hit me hard because I have tickets to see them at Welcome to Rockville. It's their first show in 7 years. It's Avenged Sevenfold like the first band I ever loved growing up, and so their first show in 7 years. I've never seen them. They've always been number one on like the bands I have to see. Like I need to see them. And as soon as I found out that they were doing the show, talked to my dad. We worked it out. We have a flight, a room, tickets, and we're gonna see Avenged Sevenfold. So as soon as I saw this, I was like, "There's no way it's happening again." Because on their last tour, it was the end of the world tour. It was them, 3 Days Grace, and Prophets of Rage, I believe. And me and my dad had really good seats for it. I was super excited finally to see Avenged Sevenfold. And then Shadows heard his voice, and they had to pull out of the tour. And I still have never seen them because they haven't done a show in like 7 years. And so as soon as that got canceled, I was like, I can't catch a break. Like I'm just not allowed to see Avenged Sevenfold, I guess. But it came out on Shadows, Zachy Vengeance's social accounts, Sinister social accounts that like they all got hacked. I don't know how they did it. Like, they made a podcast in their Tracks account. They were on their Twitter, their Instagram, everything. I thought it was weird that they didn't put out a statement. I was kind of thinking, like, maybe they're announcing, like, a solo tour, or maybe this is, like, something to do with the new album, like a hacking thing, but I guess not. But they all said it's fake. So I still am going to see Avenged Sevenfold this year, in about 3 months, and super excited. And it kind of got me the idea to do an Avenged Sevenfold show, an Avenged Sevenfold episode. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to rank albums today. So as I said, so Avenged Sevenfold is like the first band I ever loved. I remember being like 5th grade. My dad picked me up from school, listening to Beast and the Harlot, City of Evil. And then as soon as Nightmare came out, that was the first album I like completely understood because I saw like my dad's like a huge Avenged Sevenfold fan, and I saw how distraught he was after the Rev died, and so this was the first album I kind of understood. I was about 8 years older. I think it came out in 2010. I was about 8 years old, and like first time I saw my dad sad, I was like, this means a lot. Love the album. To this day, it's still I have the CD. It's in my car, and I play it all the time. If my phone dies or something in the car, want to listen to music, not listen to the radio because I can't stand listening to the radio, I'll plug Nightmare in. So either Nightmare, Hybrid Theory I've got in my car, all those. So Nightmare is probably my favorite album of all time. So like that gives away the list I'm going to do, but it's probably my favorite album of all time. I can't really think of an album that I've been listening to for 13 years, know every word to every song, and still can listen to day by day by day by day by day and not get tired of it at all. But yeah, we're just going to get into it. So they put out 7 albums, and we're going to rank them. So starting at 7 is their first album. Just not a fan of it, except for Warmness on the Soul. We're going to go Signing the Seventh Trumpet. It's just not my kind of thing. I've never got really big into it, and so I enjoy Warmness on the Soul. It's one of their best, like, slower songs, most definitely. I mean, like, it's a well-done album. It's just not really my thing. Like, Avenged Sevenfold really came in their own as soon as their next album came out, which also happens to be a number 6 in my ranking. And like as soon as I got past Signing Seventh Trumpet, I was like, this is hard because I don't hate any of these albums, but I've got to put them in an order. So I kind of just put them in an order that just felt right to me, and I hate doing this, but I had to put Waking the Fallen at 6. I love Unholy Confessions, one of my favorite Sevenfold songs. And Eternal Rest is a really good song. It just didn't have the depth of songs for me personally. Like they put out a lot. I guess I've never given it like the most time I could have probably, but like I'm sure if I gave it the amount of time I give it to I gave to Nightmare or City of Evil or something like that, then I probably enjoyed it a lot more. I just never have. So we're gonna go with 6, Waking the Fallen. 5, this one, like I was so between 4 and 5, but like this was definitely the hardest. Like do I put this one over this one or what that I had to do with these? But I'm gonna put Hail to the King at 5. Now this album has some of my favorite songs. 100% Avenged Sevenfold has ever put out. I feel like Shepherd of Fire, it's one of their best songs. It's one of my favorite songs. The guitars on it is insane. The bass is fun. It's just a fun song. Like the backing tracks are awesome, and it's just a pure Avenged Sevenfold song. Like it's phenomenal. It's one of my favorite songs. This Means War is a great song. Title track, Hail to the King, is phenomenal. I'm sure most people have heard that one. Absolutely phenomenal. Doing Time's a phenomenal song. St. James is pretty good. And then probably my favorite slow Avenged Sevenfold song, like it goes this one, then Warmness on the Soul on this album, is Acid Rain. It's a beautiful song. And this album, like it's got a lot of depth. Like there's not, like even the songs that aren't the best songs, aren't the most popular ones, are still really good. It's just definitely, like, it's not my favorite, but it's a great album. Now this is going to get a lot of hate, and I don't really care, because it makes sense to me, and it's right to me. Number 4, we're going to go to Stage. Everybody hates this album, and I will never, ever understand it. It doesn't make any sense to me. This is a phenomenal album from start to finish. Every song's catchy. Every song's fun. Every song has real good guitar, real good bass, real good drums. Brooks Wackerman's phenomenal. Shadows is phenomenal. Zacky's phenomenal. Johnny's phenomenal. And Sinister's phenomenal on this album. You have Higher, phenomenal. I think Sunny Disposition is their most underrated song. Like of all Avenged Sevenfold tracks, Sunny Disposition is their most underrated song. Simulation's good. Paradigm's really, really good. It's another underrated one. Roman Sky is great. The Stage, Creating God's another heavily, heavily underrated song just in their whole discography. And then the last track in this album is 15 minutes. It's Exist. And so if you see a 15-minute song, you're like, that's not my thing. Phenomenal song. Absolutely phenomenal. Like, it's beautiful. It's fun. It's slow. It's heavy. It's awesome. And I'll never understand the hate this album got. Doesn't make any sense to me. Still to this day, it doesn't make any sense to me. And it's an album that I find myself listening to a lot. Just like if I'm trying to listen to Avenged Sevenfold and I don't want to go way back in their discography, like this is their most recent album that they put out, and I love it. And it gets so much hate for no reason. At number 3, we're going to go, the first album I ever loved is City of Evil. You have songs in here, just like absolute classics. And Seize the Day, Beast of the Harlot, and City of Evil. And Backcountry. Those are absolutely phenomenal songs. Those are the classics. If you think of Avenged Sevenfold back in, when was this put out, 2005, like this was that era when these songs were huge. And then, like, even the songs that didn't make it mainstream on this album, like A Sidewinder's phenomenal. I've always loved that song. Strength of the World's a phenomenal song. Trash and Scattered I love. I love the vocals in that song. The guitar's all riffy. It's fun. And MIA is a phenomenal song. This is the first album, like, ever, like truly like I think Beast and the Harlot was like the first song I ever like truly liked. Well, because I was little when it came out, so I didn't understand. But like this is like the CD I grew up on. I grew up listening to this album, and so like it was City of Evil, and then like it was always Beast and the Harlot, and Backcountry for me. And then like there's a lot of Papa Roach I listened to growing up. I remember Between Angels and Insects was huge for me. Last Resort was huge for me growing up. But it all stemmed from Avenged Sevenfold. And number 2, we're going to go self-titled, Avenged Sevenfold. And I've actually got it on vinyl right here. Shout out to Marissa for it. This is a absolutely phenomenal birthday present. I couldn't have asked for a better birthday present, honestly. It's beautiful on the inside. And then the LPs are bright orange, if I can get it out here. Bright orange. I just recently started collecting vinyl, and so this is definitely my favorite one I own. It's a phenomenal album, and 2, the orange is beautiful, packaging's awesome. But this album, I will never understand how I never heard critical acclaim until about 3 months ago, and then it ended up being like a top 20 song in my Apple Music replay. But yeah, if you look at this album, you have critical acclaim, which absolute banger. That's how you open an album. Then you have Almost Easy, classic. Scream, I also never really heard that song until a couple months ago. Phenomenal. Afterlife, classic. Gunslinger, classic. Then you have Unbound, The Wild Ride, Brompton Cocktail, Lost, and then you have A Little Piece of Heaven, which is their most strange song by a mile, but you can't help but know it's catchy, know it's fun, at the same time being really dark and scary. And then you have Dear God to close it out, sad song. It's phenomenal. This album, this is a great album. It's one of those albums where like I only like the classics, and then I got into it a lot more, and now it jumped. Like say I never listened to the album, I just knew the classics, it'd probably be at 4, but now I know it, and I know it's their second best album. But then getting number 1, it should honestly be a no-brainer, at least in my opinion. This is the greatest album. Like, this is the greatest metal album, rock album, whatever you want to call it. In this genre, this is the greatest album of all time. You have Nightmare, which is my favorite song by Avenged Sevenfold of all time. Buried Alive, classic. A Welcome to the Family. The drums in that are insane. So Far Away, a song about Jimmy. Absolutely phenomenal. Dangerline, phenomenal. You have Natural Born Killer, which, phenomenal track. Tonight the World Dies is phenomenal. Save Me is phenomenal. Fiction, Victim. Yeah. This album is a 12 out of 10. This is a perfect album. This is the first album I ever truly knew every song to. And like still to this day, like it's been 13 years and I can still listen to this album every single day and not get tired of a single song. I still listen to Nightmare just as much as I did when I was 8 years old. I still listen to Welcome to the Family just as much as I did when I was 8 years old. I can't wait to see Avenged Sevenfold in concert. I can't wait to see Nightmare live and just see all they have to put out. I've seen their shows on YouTube. I'm so excited to see them. It's unreal. But Nightmare is definitely their best album. I can go on and on about this and what this album means to me. This is really the album that took me from I don't know what kind of music I like to being this. This is it. Remember, in elementary school, I was this, Avenged Sevenfold, Papa Roach, System of a Down, Sum 41, Blink 182. Then in middle school, I hit a phase where that's way too heavy for me. I don't want to do that. And then in 8th grade, I heard this album again, and then it's just been on a track since then. I was here, I fell into a rap hole, and then I heard this album again, and since then it's just been bang, through the roof. I found so many good bands because of Avenged Sevenfold. I've created a lot of memories because of Avenged Sevenfold. And I can't thank this album and this band enough for what they've done for me, truly and honestly. But, yeah, that's all I have for you guys today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like, comment, subscribe. Follow me on TikTok and Instagram at Macombmetalcore if you like this video and you want to see more content. And like I said, I've been busy lately, but I'm planning on doing a lot more content for you guys. So I'll see you guys soon. See ya.